Morning, this is Kathy Hart, and it's now the 13th of July. My grandfather actually passed away on the 14th of July up here on the mountain on the near Hans Peak at the Summer Ranch. So that's tomorrow. So this is a big anniversary. He died in 51. So anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about, we are up on the Tombstone Trail at Steamboat Lake State Park. Some gorgeous scenery. And I'm going to just flip the camera around and talk to the Wheeler family. These are my dogs. Kachina, Sazi, Moki. They're enjoying the walk. So the Wheeler family lived here in Hans Peak. They had 3 small children and a dog. They moved up from Sterling, Colorado in about 1921. So it took them a whole week to get here from Sterling. If you know Colorado at all, that's up in the northeast corner. And they came in a Model T car. They arrived at their homestead, and they lived on the 243 acres of this land, mostly covered by the water of the lakes. The first year was the hardest. They managed on rabbits and grouse and biscuits and gravy, and the Wheelers raised their family in the area, and they're a very popular family up here. Historically, they did lose a couple of children. One in Ruth, who was born June 20th of 1928, and a little boy named Sonny, who was born October of 1930. And there's the Wheeler graves are up here, so I can't really show them because of the glare of the sun, but they're right next here where my dogs are sort of messing around, sort of next to that. So one thing that hits me is that they lived where the lake is now at the same time my mom and her parents lived where the lake is. So they were neighbors of sorts. They both lived under Steamboat Lake. And the other thing is that my mom would have been like, 11 and 13 when these kiddos died, and they would have been up here during the summer, probably in June, when the Wheelers lost children. Now, the Wheelers, want to know more about them, you need to read the book On God's Mountain. It's just absolutely wonderful book about them, written by them and their struggles up here. It's just an awesome book. And my family is in there. The Wheelers didn't particularly love my granddad bringing the sheep up here in the summer. And if you read the book, the Wyoming Sheep Company is my granddad's company. The names are disguised, but he does talk about Edna and Etta. And Aunt Etta was my mom's aunt when she was married to my grandma's brother Harold. And I hope I keep this straight. So that's how I'm related, not really related, but how the families did have some interaction when they were up here. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Wheelers. I think they're an awesome family up here, and they were certainly part of Hans Peak history. Now, my family were more like the summer people that came up from Rawlins, Wyoming. So Hans Peak had a lot of people that lived here all the time. And I'm sure they didn't exactly love, all of them didn't exactly love the sheep coming up here and taking over the land in the summer. It was noisy. They wrecked the foliage, all these great wildflowers, I'm sure they gobbled up. So I can understand why my grandparents, they were part of Hans Peak, but yet they were really part of Rawlins. So that's what's kind of fun, and that's why I did the history yesterday, going up through part of Wyoming, because it's really, my granddad's spread was just a little corner up here at Pearl Lake where they like to summer. So that's kind of the relationship, and let me just do a little bit of with the scenery up here at the top of this trail. This is a great trail. It's only about a mile long. It's dog friendly. My dog Kachina's going to take a nap. It's absolutely gorgeous up here. So come on up and enjoy the hike if you get to Steamboat Lake. And we'll be signing in next from Hans Peak Lake.